Hi everyone. I've got the air conditioning running. If it's too noisy, let me know. Just trying to organise my screens here. Bit out of practice since I haven't done a live stream for a little while. Micro Mage Repair. Don't recognise your name. Must be the first time you've been in a live stream, isn't it? How's it going? Just trying to get myself set up still. Sorry about that. I wanted more sleep, so I laid in a bit more than I should have done. Yeah, announce it on Twitter. We should do like a shortcut key or something to just type this for me. It'd be far easier, I think. Right. Good. So microfixers going, station 240. Let's have a look here. I think we're all good. Right, so if anyone turns up, just chuck a comment in the chat so I know who's watching. It's quite nice to see who's actually here, and that sort of stuff. Let's see how we go with that. Oh, Joshua, right. Yep. Recognise that name. I do tend to recognise names that come up a lot or feature in live streams. I do try and remember people. Try to. But don't always manage to do it. Sometimes I just go, oh, that name seems vaguely familiar, but I can't think where. Oh, come on. No, I just clicked on something twice. Here we go. And my master's come in. Hold on, let's just get that. .NET running. How's the air conditioning noise? Is it too loud? Is it too noisy? Or is it alright? I suppose I can turn the mic to me slightly more. Might be slightly better. So face it away slightly. Right, here we go. I'm trying to get the chats popped out, I think. And sometimes when I pop out chat, it doesn't work very well. Right, so here we go. Right. Drop that up there. I'm so out of practice, this is ridiculous. Okay. How's my stream health going? Looking alright so far. Let's see if I can up the... Oh, I've dropped a few frames. I was thinking about upping the frame rate. Nah, it's probably right. So, let's see. I think we're just about ready to start. 11 people watching so far, it's not too bad, everyone just started. So, everyone that's watching, just drop your name in the chat, say hello, so I can see who's here. It's nice to know. Unless you're a lurker and you don't want to be seen, that's fine, I suppose. I haven't really got much planned. I do have a monitor here to repair, which I've been meaning to get to for about a month now. Remember I did that other monitor repair? I had the other one at both monitors at the same time, so I haven't quite got to it yet. I've been busy with other stuff, so. Just reorganise these windows and open them. Right. Kenneth, how's it going? I think we're pretty much right now. Okay, I think we're good. So I'll have a bit of a check around and general conversation. That's what I want to chat for as well. I want to better communicate with people that follow my channel. Have a bit of a conversation. It's nice to have a two-way chat instead of just me speaking to a camera all the time. I quite like that. I've got a few things on the go right now too. I'll give you a bit of a preview. I've got a video coming out this week of one of these things, so I'll show you there. It's going to be dark, I haven't got the lighting on, but there you go. A couple of items there. You'll have seen in the last video I did a little teaser video for the Signaling gear I've got to play around with. So I've already done a review video for the oscilloscope. That is encoded. I did that yesterday. Actually, no, it's not. No, I've still got to finish editing that one. I'm getting mixed up. So I've done. Just do a show. Yeah, that's a bit small. Trying to adjust that. The yeah, I've done about 10 minutes editing of the video for the Signaling scope, which is so far it's 1.5 hours of footage, so I've got to try and trim that down a little bit. It's a bit long. And I've got to do some more videos. The next one I'll do will probably be the thing which is sitting underneath it, which is the RF signal generator. I'll do a review on that, and that'll probably be the one I'll do the week after. I might do one a week. I'm not quite sure. I might. It seems like a long time frame, but we'll see how we go with those. And that's the plan, at least. Well, as much as the plan I've got. So I've been working on that this week as much as I can. I've been really busy this week, so been really struggle. A bit of a struggle with internet issues, power outages, that kind of thing. 2 days of no power each week's a bit of a pain, I'll tell you. It really hinders the workflow. So, so I should mention. I was using a website recently. I was really surprised. I won't say what the site is, for obvious reasons. But I was doing this website and discovered that there's a page which, well, there's two issues actually. There's a page which requires you to be logged in order to see it, right? And you have to have a certain login privilege in order to access that page. So you can have an account and still not be able to see it unless you've got a high level access level. Now, I happen to find that if you're not logged in at all, but you know what that web page address is, and you go to that page, it lets you use the page unrestricted, which I thought was interesting. So, yeah. And then when I was in this process of discussing discovering this, hi Ian, as again. When I was in this process of discovering this issue, and at one point I got an error message. I noticed that the error message that was on the page was in the address bar. And what they're doing is they've got a generic error page, and they're passing a message via the web address to the address bar, rather than giving like a code or something which is then converted by the page to make it secure. What's in the address bar gets put onto the page, which, if anyone knows about web design and web security, knows that that's a cross-site scripting attack vector. So I thought, that's interesting. So I typed in some JavaScript into the address bar, and sure enough, my JavaScript ran on the web page. I thought we were past this sort of stuff these days. It's incredible. I couldn't believe this site, and it's quite a large site as well. Scary. Anyway, I thought I'd just discuss that because that was quite interesting. You know, anyone here got much experience with web security and web design stuff? Interesting to hear what you think about that. Is the aircon okay? Is it too loud? I haven't actually had a response about that yet. Yeah, so I was kind of stunned by that website. I thought, well, yeah, I just couldn't believe it. You know, First, you can access the page without being logged in whatsoever for a higher level access privilege. Bad. And then you've got cross-site scripting on your page. Could not believe it. I mean, I run several websites, okay? One of them is a auction and classifieds website, which I built from scratch myself. So I've got a bit of experience with web design and making things secure. Well, as secure as I can anyway. I'm not like an expert on it, but I've got some experience. And to date, none of my websites which I've worked on have been hacked. Here, the but still loud and clear. Cool. Because I'll do things like detection, hacker detection. I check for SQL injection, all those kinds of generic things, you know. Cross-site scripting, I don't take any user-generated input directly. I always do conversions and sanitization on it before it does anything with it. It never displays directly into the page anything user-generated unless I've done thorough sanitization on it, which is what you should be doing. Stripping out characters and that sort of stuff. So I've never been hacked, and I get probably hundreds of hacker attempts every day. So what I've been doing seems to work, at least. But yeah, I do things like automatic blocking. So if it detects a character that shouldn't be there, it automatically blocks them from the site and I can't access the site anymore. So they get one hit and that's it. Things like that. Whereas, anyway, there's always little things you can do to make things a bit more secure and harder for them. If it's a bit hard for someone just poking around, they'll move on to a different website and that's it, they're gone. Obviously someone that's more determined will try and probe around and get further, but yeah. It's just about good design from the start. Thinking about the fact that people will try and break it. People will try and bypass security and that sort of stuff. Yeah. There's also the fact that a lot of software is now like, I don't know, website stuff is using generic templates and software like Drupal or whatever, these template based sites. And if there's a weakness in it, discoverable by one site, obviously if you've got a million sites running Drupal, right, the chances of finding a weakness in it is quite high because there's a lot more stuff out there to be attacked. Well, the stuff I do, I custom build myself and nobody else knows the code. It makes it a bit harder to crack into as well, you know? But, hey, I'm not saying I'm wonderful or anything like that, just what I've done so far seems to be working. Just say that. But yeah, let's come to the site. It's like, wow, you know, this is just so bad. It's obviously bad. No one thought about security whatsoever. Incredible. You know, just because you need to have a login to get the web address doesn't mean the web address cannot be accessed without being logged in. You know, there's software which will scrape a website. It will just go through and looking at dictionary attacks basically on a website. It will just look for that word with that file type like PHP or HTML or whatever, you know, or a combination of words and numbers, and it will just do randomly looking for those things to probe the site. And they'll find pages that aren't listed because that's what they do. They'll hit a site and do a dictionary attack on web page names. Like they'll do like an admin directory straight away and stuff like that. It's just because you can't see the web page through a link doesn't mean it's not accessible. But not everyone knows that. You know, it's just not obvious to people unless you actually, hey, there's not just links that go to pages. Right, that's enough waffle about website stuff. That just stunned me, really did. You know, I've never seen one that weak before. Incredible. Anyway, so things to work on today. Let's look at what we're going to be doing. Obviously, having a chat. I like to have a chat, and I've got the Siglent gear here, but I'm not really looking at doing that today. Unless you want to look at something specific, we could set something up, maybe have a look. But the I've got that monitor sitting back there which I want to repair, so I want to try and get that done today if I can. And see what we're dealing with there. I mean, that one doesn't power up at all. I think it's completely dead. So it's probably just another power supply problem. So I thought we'll give that a go. And you know, I'll have to try and fix something on stream if I can. A bit more interesting. You know, live fixing. Yeah. Yeah, you got to try and keep ahead of the hackers. You know, you got to try and. I spend a lot of time researching hacking stuff, right? And I went onto some hacking forums and looked around, see what they're doing, that kind of thing. And so I tried to educate myself about the way they do things. And then also, what helped a lot is all of my websites. I log everything. So any web page submissions, everything is logged. You know, everything. So it's if it's trying to be attacked, you can actually then see what they're doing to try and attack, and then you can actually block that attack and things like that. So it's just, yeah. Anyway, let's get on and do something. I've been waffling about this website thing for enough. Yeah, there's huge amounts of stuff out there because, well, let's face it, it's interesting, right? I played with hacker stuff a little bit many years ago, nothing nefarious, just having a look and playing around, and I was only attacking my own systems, my own sites, so it's like, it's fine. But I wasn't really into it. It was interesting and it's a curiosity, and basically it's, oh yeah, that's interesting, and moved on. And but there's people out there which get right into it, and it's a game, isn't it? It's just, let's try and break into this website for the sake of breaking into it, just to see if we can do it. That's what happens. Anyway, let's play with something. Let's get my desk set up. I'll get the stuff cleared off, and we'll get the monitor up here and have a look at fixing it. Then we'll have a chat afterwards, I suppose. Let's change views. How's the stream looking? Yes, looking okay. It's not dropping too much. You back up your web server weekly. I back up my web server every 6 hours. My websites are backed up every 6 hours, and that's because, well, two of the websites are backed up every 6 hours. Some of the other ones I don't back up that much because they're not that important. I've got local backups anyway, and they're just relatively static sites, so they don't matter so much. But sites which are publicly accessed, or actually have provided service, I backed up every 6 hours, and they are locally backed up as well. So it FTPs into my NAS, which I've got sitting on my desk here. FTPs and does a backup onto my NAS. So I've got backups on the website itself, and backups through FTP onto my NAS onto my computer as well. Well, on my network here. And so it's I've got a local backup here. So if that web server gets completely wiped out, I've got a worse 6 hour old copy on my computer here. So. Right, let's sort this mess out. So a bit of fun with playing with these things. I really like this RF signal generator. It's very simple to use. I really like it. And this new scope's pretty awesome too. 350 megahertz. It works up a lot higher than 350. I've done testing on that. It does a lot higher than 350. It's usable up to about 7. Very crispy. Paranoia is not really paranoia, it's precaution as well, If you're aware that there's a risk that it could be attacked or whatever, and you could lose all that effort and that work and that data that's on there, it's not paranoid, it's well planned. Because one day someone will attack it, and one day someone will get in. I've done everything I can to continuously monitor mine. and make sure that things behave. So I also need to set up this camera here as well to record this. It's coming on a tripod. Let's see how I can do this. I'll probably have to turn the air conditioning off when I record anyway. Set this up. Try and get a decent view on it. I might have to change the lenses. Actually, I think I will. Oh, let's figure this out. Yeah, change lenses. Okay. Didn't quite have the viewing angle I needed. Okay. It's covered in dust. Yeah, it's better. Okay. I wanted to get all this stuff set up before I even started the stream, but I just didn't get a chance today. Like I said, I had to start another lay in bed instead. Check the chat again. Incremental not good enough. There's a risk of incremental though. If you get a good example is a site which I helped manage. I basically did some work on it a while ago, and that actually did get hacked. And it's not one of the sites I normally do. It's a Drupal based website, and it got hacked. And what the hacker actually did, let's switch views again. What the hacker actually did is they placed some pages on the website. So they uploaded some PHP pages to the site once they got in, and they just sat there. They're very innocuous looking pages, but they were tools for other things. I can't say what, but yeah, that's why I don't like Drupal based sites. That's template based sites. I just don't like them because the attack vectors are truly great. But anyway, they put some pages on the site, and they sat there, had very innocuous names. You wouldn't have thought they were anything, but because I knew what was there, I looked at it and thought, that's not one of my pages. You know, that's not a page which was installed by Drupal. It's like, and obviously the date on it, the creation date and stuff was off because, well, that's in a directory where I do stuff, and that's not one of my files. And yeah. So incremental backups mean you can actually, if you're doing incremental backups, you can actually incrementally back up the files the hacker has left on your website. Of course, you can say same thing for a full backup as well, but I don't like incremental backups. I prefer a full backup because then, if it goes down, you're not thinking, well, which bits do I have to put back together, you know, or is this bit okay? Is there some corruption on that one, but not on that one? If I do a full backup, I'll put the whole backup on. Done. You don't have to mess around with it. It's called the halting problem. Interesting. I use cloud services, just cloud service. I don't have my own server as such. I just use paid hosting. I do run a web hosting business as well, but it's just like a, I don't know, intermediary thing. So someone else runs all the servers and stuff like that, and I just pay for what's it called? Name's gone. I pay for the ability to be a host anyway. So with WHM access and stuff like that. Like my computer here this, I'll go see you backups on this thing. So I've got 1 terabyte SSD in my computer here, which is my main drive, which backs up to 1 terabyte backup drive hourly, and also back up to a 2 terabyte drive hourly, and those back up to my NAS every day as well. So I think they back up. I think it might be added to NAS as well, actually. Yeah, it is now added to NAS too. So I've got 3 backups on my main drive here, and all my video work and stuff like that. It's all backed up 3 times on different drives and separate systems. I actually want to put another NAS out in another building and have it remotely networked. That way, if this house burns down, for example, I've still got the NAS in the other building to recover everything from, you know. Defslink, yeah, that's just one of my many sites. Yeah, because it's so easy for me to set up a website, because having a web hosting business thing, basically, although it doesn't earn any money, really, it's not that popular. I can just create a website and just register a domain name, off I go. It doesn't actually cost me anything apart from a domain name. So that's why I did it for the web hosting company thing, because having that ability means I can just create websites and just allocate new web hosting systems, and it doesn't cost you much more than running a website off somebody else. You know, you're paying for a web hosting solution from one person or one company. It's not that much difference in price between being able to do that for, say, 2 or 3 sites and having a web hosting. I can't think of the bloody name now, it's gone. There's a word for it. I think of it anyway. But so it's really easy to just create a website and just do it. You know, completely new hosting solution. So you're self-hosted. Yeah, I know you mentioned about having your own server there and stuff, but I'd love to do that, but my internet connection just is not good enough. There's no way it could cope. I mean, it barely copes to the Livestream. Managed hosting, yeah. Reseller, that's the one I'm looking for. Reseller web hosting. That's what I'm doing. Reseller hosting. So I've got an allocation of what I'm allowed to use, and I'm willing to stay with that. It's fine. You know, a certain amount of data per month, and disk space, things like that. Oh, my head's not in it today. So yeah, I've got, I think I own about 70 odd domain names, something like that. I did have over 100 domain names I owned. I've been scaling it back because it's getting a bit expensive trying to keep it all going. Because I do things like buy misspellings of other websites. You know, you type a website name and you might misspell it, and you type it in, and I grab those, or domain names from expired websites, so a site which has gone under, it doesn't exist anymore. Buying a domain name from a site which has gone down and no longer exists. If you can get a domain name for a site which had links around the place, as long as it's relevant, of course, then it's actually cheaper to do that, to buy the domain name and use that redirection, than it is to buy advertising. It's cheaper. So it's silly not to do that, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was actually friends with a guy. I became friends with a guy which used to run my web hosting stuff, right? So it used to be a company, and I'm not going to say any names or anything, but there's a guy in the US. He used to run his own web hosting business properly, you know, like he ran the servers. They were his servers. He used to buy them and install them at a data center. And he used to do all that stuff. That was his business. And I started hosting with him. And then I sort of got friendly with the guy, and you know, I still friends with him on Facebook and stuff now, chat occasionally. But he actually sold that business and moved on and did something else. He started doing contract IT work and stuff instead, managing server systems and stuff like that. That's what he enjoyed doing, rather than running he didn't enjoy running a company. He enjoyed doing the IT stuff. So he changed what he's doing. Hi, Short of Ground, how's it going? And yeah, so he was quite interesting talking to as well, and just seeing the sort of things he got up to. That was quite interesting. But when he sold his business, the place that took it over weren't anywhere near as good, and he sold out to a larger company, and it just went downhill. It's like I took all my stuff off there, which is annoying because I had a bunch of sites on there. And I took them all off, and that's when I started my own web hosting system, and just moved it onto there. Anyway. Right, let's get back to this bloody monitor. I'm waffling again. I get easily distracted. It's all your fault. OBS is thinking. Got a spinning ball. Here we go. Wow. Right. Let's get myself set up here. I'll start fixing this monitor. I think I need to put the microphone on here and turn the air conditioning off. This is the rear anxious. I'm using the built-in mic on the camera. That's a bit of a pain, I should try and take it off here. Alright. I'll put some rubber mountings on my camera mount here. It's a bit hard to move around now. This microphone in. Right. A bit better. Okay. So dusty. It's just yuck. Okay. Flatron. Right. So I've got lighting on here. It's all good. I think I need more lights. This isn't going to work. Hold on. Now I've got some stand-up lights I can just use. I can just move them in position and use them, which is great. I'm really glad I bought these things. Well worth it. They're about 150 bucks each, I think, something like that, but worth it. Just got to be careful not to trip over the tripods or the wires, that's the only thing. Okay, just about there. Yeah, I wanted to go to set up before, but as I say, didn't quite get there. You can see the difference in lighting if I do that. There you go. Leave it there. That's 5,000 Kelvin, 80% light output. Should be enough. Should be good enough for this camera. That's washing out for the webcam. Is it? Yeah, it's washing out quite a bit. I need to change my monitor I got down here, which is I use for my camera. It's not a very good monitor. It's not great. It looks dark, but then it washes out. It's got really bad contrast ratios on it. It's awful. I need to change it. It's a crappy old thing. Very early generation LCD. I need to put something better there. I wonder if I can use this one. Actually, is this got HDMI? No, it doesn't. No, damn it, I can't use this one. That's a shame. This would have been nice. Right. I think this is washing out too much. Let's turn this brightness down a bit. Let's go down to 70. Slightly better. Okay. Just about there. So much waffling. Check the chat again for committed. Dust on the monitor, yes. It's been sitting here for a month as well, which hasn't helped. Right. Let's take a look at this. Looks like it just clips together. Okay. Let's get started. It's still too bright. Let's go 60. Okay. Remote control. This thing actually works now. I bought this thing a while ago. I did it in a mission of valve bag about a year or so ago now. And I couldn't get the thing to work. And what it was, I had one wrong setting on my camera. One setting was wrong. You had to set it to a timer activated shutter. Because it was timer or remote. You couldn't just use the original one with the remote. You had to actually change it. So I could have been using this for ages. It's been a pain now. It's not having it. Anyway. Need to focus on what I'm doing. Good there. Start recording. Right, so here's a LG monitor. It's a Flatron W2252TQ. It's completely dead. On the back there. So it's got a DVI and a D sub connector, standard VGA type. And model number is exactly the same. So it's 100 volts, 240 volt, 50-60 hertz, 1 amp. So it's not, doesn't use a lot of power. Buttons along the bottom, I hate that kind of thing, buttons along the bottom. I hate buttons where you can't see them, or you can't see what the labelling is, because then you can't actually see what you're doing, you have to take a guess. It's pushing a button at random going, oh, what does that do? I hate that design. I don't know why they keep doing that. You know, at least this one's got markings on it, but some don't. This one does actually say what they are. Right, so in this case it's not too bad. I'll get in the cam so you can see it. Maybe you can see it, the light's reflecting off a little bit, but it's marked on there anyway, so this one's not too bad. But I've seen other ones where the buttons are on the back and there's no markings. Like, I think both of my monitors over there, which I use on my computer, they've both got that problem. They've got buttons down the back of them or on the side of them. You can't even see what to do. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, we're rant for today. So let's plug power into this and we'll see what happens. Just to prove it doesn't work. Power off the rear rack. Push the button. Nothing. There's no lights, there's no activity, there's absolutely nothing. There's no standby light. It's completely dead. So let's get this thing apart. So I think I'm going to take this foot off the back just to get the thing out of the way. What? How's this going? I'll take it right out if I have to. Looks like I'm going to have to. I think it's supposed to slide as well. Kind of stuck in there. Not really designed to come back out again, are they? Designed to go in and stay in. There we go. Right. So that's that foot out of the way. There's a screw right there, hidden right there. That's nice of them. So, just have a little inspection, see if I can see anything which might hint about things to watch out for when I pull it apart. Also got the buttons down the bottom there. So I expect the bezel will just come off and then I have to probably unscrew the screen and pop that out that way. I wish I had a back which came off, not a front that came off, because you know, it's the power supply at the very back is what I want to get to. But anyway, that's the way it is. Check again. Quick 861's already outdated. Well, I just got that quick. For me, it's new, and I've been really happy with it. So BST863. What's so good about that compared to the quick then? What's the difference? What makes it stand out? You know, because if there's something else out there, I mean, because of the relationship I have with Banggood, if it's on Banggood, I can get it if it's not too expensive. I can just ask them for it and they'll send it to me. Spudgers. Where are my spudgers? Looks like a monitor you fix or something. A lot of monitors do look very similar though. A lot of them do look similar. I mean, you pretty much you got a design type and that's what they stick with because, you know, that's what works. Plastic spudger as well. That should do it. Blown CFL lights. Oh, hope not. CFL, not replacing those. Although that said, actually, that's a good point. That said, where are they? I do have these. So I can open one up. I have these LED strip lights, which is meant for CFL replacement. So I actually have a bunch of these. I picked these up a while ago with the intention of using a piece of test gear, which you got like bad backlighting or non-existent backlighting. So that's what I've got those for. And I haven't actually used any of them yet. I've got about 4 of them, I think, 4 or 5 of them. So, you know, if it is a CFL gone, I might have something to replace it with anyway. You know, that's why it's always nice to have bits and pieces around. Okay. Check one more time, then I'll stop recording again. Hi, Kim, how's it going? Okay. 27 watching now too. Excellent. Right, let's try and get this beast open. Now, let's have a look. Just seen there. Somewhere. Not going to drop in though, is it? That is going to be tough. Oh no, it's not coming out too badly actually. There's already some movement there. I don't think it's enough movement, but it's already moving. Oh, come on. I'll spin this around. So we've got a slight gap there already. Doesn't feel right though. This corner here is coming off, so let's start there. Come on. Ah, here we go. Right. Now we're in. This is a very tight clip together system, I'll tell you. That is really tight on there. I do want this thing coming apart again. Well, this is probably the hardest one I've had to pull apart yet. Come on. There we go. These are some pretty good clips. There we go. Get in there. Good mission. Sin bending my spudger. Okay, looking promising. Let's do the other side. Try and do the other side. Keep dropping my spudger. It's not helpful. Right, now I'm done. I'm hoping I'll just fold the bottom piece out. Doesn't feel like it with joint. Just down the bottom there. That's a whole bezel. Yeah, whole bezel. Okay. Let's try this again. Now it's loosened up a little bit. Okay, it's in. Right. It's always the fun bit. There's not a lot going on inside there. There's no screws. It's just sitting there. That makes it easier. So, on-off button panel and a control button panel. Pretty simple. Alright, check again. So the aircon's getting hot already. Hi Simon, how's it going? Actually Simon, you haven't heard from Chris for a while, have you? I haven't seen Chris at all for ages. Since the last live stream. Hey Mike, how's it going? Abelski, Mike, back. Yeah, I've got over 500 videos now. It's like 519 is already uploaded. Am I right then? Can I ask me a total cell super MacBook prediction? Yeah, sure. I can't promise I'll be able to answer it, but you can ask. I've got some MacBooks there to repair. If we get bored, maybe if I fix this monitor, if I can fix it, maybe I'll pull one of those out as well. Although last time I tried to use my my microscope camera, for some reason OBS wouldn't see it. I don't know, it's just blank. Okay. Alright. Very busy work. I know it does get busy. It usually pops in like a chat or something like that, or comments on my videos even. I haven't seen anything from a while. So. Any tips? Well, the MagSafe is just a power supply. All the actual, the brains of it is in the little tip which plugs into the computer. It's just a 2-wire power supply. So cut the plug off and you've got a power supply. MagSafe 2, I don't know. Well, at least on the MagSafe 1's are that way anyway. The MagSafe 1's just a power supply. But I know on those ones the tip is where the chips and the logic is, which does that switching and stuff. And the sensing and the LED light, it's all done in the tip. So MagSafe 2 is probably the same. I mean, if you want to just cut the plug off and finding out. That may all be done in the tip that does all that. I don't know. Yeah. So all the control logic is on MagSafe 1 at least. It's all inside the tip, which plugs to the computer. You know, if I've got actually, like my power supply I've got running over there, when I'm doing the MacBook repair stuff, that's just 2 wires, right? And that is an original MagSafe cable. Well, it's an aftermarket MagSafe cable, right? But it's just 2 wires. It goes with the power supply. So that's all that's in it. Yeah. So there's a good chance you can cut the plug off and it'll be a power supply. But I don't know why you need to use it as a power supply as such. What are you actually trying to use it for? So you reckon MagSafe 1 needs 1 wire circuit that turns off the voltage? Not from what I've seen, but okay. What I've seen is the power supplies, they put out the voltage regardless on the MagSafe ones. It's only that 1 wire stuff is only for the LED control. Yeah, things always seem like a good idea at 3 AM when you video and stuff. Then the next day you go, what did I buy it for? Oh, okay, catch that again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just carry on with this. Issues. Right, let's get this thing out of here. See what we're dealing with. Okay, so that's the panel. Just plug this wire here. Trying to plug that wire there. Power supply section, that's the bit we're interested in. What is holding it on? Nothing. What? It's just like, seriously? It just sits there. That's weird. It's got a piece of tape and a cover to get to the wires on the end. So you unplug those. And I'll spin this around so you can see. Alright, so that just flipped over. So it just floats. Yes. Wow. That is amazing. Remember, pink on the right, both of them. Pink downwards. There we go. Just look, bit of tape holding that end on. Get this out. Wow. Okay. That was unexpected. I was expecting there to be some kind of like screws or something. Lost a bit of tape. Yeah. Was not expecting that. Anyway, zoom a bit here. So, obviously control board there with the output connection there for the screen. Inputs there. Control signals on this one. Power supply coming in that side. Pretty simple, very small little circuit. Not much to it, is there? What is that chip? Who knows? Does it say Flatron? I think it does. It does, it says Flatron. So they've got themselves obviously a dedicated chip for this. LG similar on it too, as you expect. So, yeah. Who knows what that is? It says F engine. Anyway, let's get this panel. How's that get off there? Probably clipped on. And that's a nice touch, I have to say, putting a panel over the top so you don't actually touch live circuitry. Power supply is bigger than natural logic. So, now, okay, so this has probably got some power in it, so I did plug it in to try it out. Some discoloration, but it looks more like flux residue. Or maybe slightly warm around here. But that's transformer, so it's not that unusual. Slightly warm around there as well. So you can see a couple of big caps here. So I probe around, check for voltages on caps and discharge them and that sort of stuff. Before I touch anything else, don't want to zap myself. That usually hurts. Not good. But how you doing? Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, let's just change of view. Oh, so that's my sub count. It was on 6257 when I started the stream. It's now 6256. I've lost one. That's a shame. I do actually look at those numbers and I do care about them. So, you know, each number, you know, the number is not just a number, it's a person that's watching or not. So, you know. Okay. Let's adjust my camera slightly as well. Inspection of this, there's a fuse across there. Kind of dodgy looking solder joints. There's a really dodgy looking solder joint right there. These look bad. So lead free solder, eh? Anyway, Right. So I need to change the lens on the camera again. This one's not zoomed in far enough. Been trying to focus more on getting good framing on my videos. Just trying to improve it that way. Trying to. That's been the intention. Right, we go. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's just probe around in here and see what we can find voltage wise and make sure it's all dead. Stick one probe on the chassis, it should be good enough for an earth. Let's try these caps here first. Nothing there. At least the caps are actually marked on the board down here in some places. I think those are input caps. I think those matter. There's not many caps that I can actually see on this board actually. Don't trust this completely, let's do this. I've seen floating systems before. No. Not many caps on there. Anyway, those are the bulk ones anyway. There was nothing on those, so it's probably fine. Let's take it out. You see me jump across the room, you know why. Yes, I've still got a ring on. Yes, I still wear my watch. I'm just mindful of the fact that I'm wearing a ring and a watch. I get commented quite often about the fact that I'm wearing a ring and a watch. So we'll inspection first and we'll see about what's going on. Because I see something obvious. Well, yeah, okay. There's a bunch of bad caps on here. Straight away I can see that. So all these caps here have gone. Those 5 all failed. That one there still looks okay. These 2 here look alright. That device looks okay, there's no signs of a hole or anything in it. So is that diode, that looks alright too. So it's probably just bad caps. These smaller caps over here, they look okay. Alright. So obviously those ones there are bad, there's no point in testing those, but I don't know, do I need to replace that one too? What are they all? 470 UF 35 volt. 1000 UF 16. Can't see. 1000 UF 16. 1000 UF 16. 470. So those two there, 470 35 volt. These are 1000 UF 16 volt. And that's another 470 35 volt. So there's 2 types of cap there. 470 50 volt, close enough. Alright, what brand are these ones? These are Matsuta. Is it Matsuta? I don't know. I can't pronounce that name. Matsuta. Anyway, it's a good brand. And so I want some thousands as well. So I was going to place these caps, then we'll try it again and see if that's all the problem is. So there's 1,000 at 16 volts. Got 1,000 at 10 volt. There's a 1,000 at 25. Didn't I just buy some caps? I did. I did a mailbag the other day with some of these in, and let's put it back. Now, I'm going to tell you about this. So these are 1000 UF 25 volt caps. Now, it happens to be exactly what I need for this right now. Well, these are 16s, but no harm in upgrading a little bit. Now, this is a pack of 25. Marked as 25. I got billed for 25. I purchased 25. There's 20 in here. The bag isn't sealed. So there's a hole in there. I actually showed this in the mailbag. Right, there's a hole in it. Either they've fallen out or they've taken some out at some point. I'm guessing they're just fallen out. But I emailed RS Components, which is where I got these from, and said, hey, this order you sent me, I'm missing 5 parts. So I emailed them a week ago, over a week ago now, and no response. So I emailed them again yesterday and say, hey, look, you're going to answer my email? What? You know, I ordered 25 parts, I've got 20. No response yet. We'll see how we go. I would expect better service than that from RS, being a professional company like that. You know, I would have thought they'd actually reply to my email, you know. But so far, I'm not impressed. So here's my video. I've been using some. I don't need 5, I need 3. Alright. So it's lucky I actually purchased these, isn't it? Because it turns out I needed them. That was luck. I was just restocking. Anyway. Right. Hi Helmet, how's it going? I need another camera above, you reckon? What, for the live stream? I mean, I normally have my other camera directly above the bench, but right now I've got it on a tripod because I was doing that review stuff, so yeah, I've just left it on a tripod for now. Just trying to catch up with the chat. I've missed it quite a bit, it seems. Yes, it is a Bryman 235. It's the EV blog one. Got it from Dave. My wife's just bringing me a coffee.
Okay.
So. Right. Yeah, so I'm surprised by RS. I mean, RS are known for being quite quick, right? Generally. And being, you know, well stocked and that sort of stuff. Depends on whereabouts in the world you are. In my case, sometimes I have to wait a bit longer because things aren't in the country. But yeah, I'm surprised that I didn't get a response to my email. Buy from Arrow. I've heard the name. I might have been to the site. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sure RS will sort themselves out. I mean, they might have just like skipped past my email or something, I don't know, but we'll see how we go. I might have to do another rank video about getting ripped off. Yeah, that went quite well. It's had over 2,000 views. Yeah, RS can be expensive. I mean, caps aren't too bad. Capacitors aren't that bad. I mean, at least buying capacitors, you know you're getting something of good quality from there, because they're not going to buy crappy stuff from China. They'll be buying the cheapest stuff they can get from China, because they've got a reputation to make sure they're selling good stuff. So, you know, that's the reason I buy them from RS or 1114, Farnell, you know, those places. But a couple of issues have been fixed quickly, yeah. I mean, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting to email back the next day and say, oh, sorry, we'll send you some more. But I've had no response. Oh, the online chat thing, yeah. Yeah, that's gone now. Yeah. Our website is slow. I have to go and look at it, actually. It's in your bag and nothing in it. That's impressive. That's it, a bag and nothing in it. Oh, wow. I guess it fell out when they were packing it. Yeah. 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 Anyway. Mauser's best search. I mean, I think I was looking at DigiKey or something like that. I think it was looking at once, and I was going to buy stuff from there. You know, I was going to do an order. I know DigiKey and Mauser Plus are quite popular in like other countries because they're more accessible. But I found I was trying to buy it. It's like, wow, because I think it's coming from the US, I think, and I have to make all these declarations, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I just want to buy some parts. You know, I have to, declare because it's exporting, and it's like, oh, it's just ridiculous. It's just a pain in the ass. So yeah. JLC PCB, is that who runs it? Yeah, split shipment, so I'll get that quite often. And it doesn't surprise me at all. I might buy 10 things, and I'll get them in 4 or 5 packages, It happens quite a lot, where they've got some local stock, or they have to get something from overseas, stuff like that. It happens a lot. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Right, let's get back to this thing. I'm digressing a lot. My wife brought me another coffee just now. LCS and JLC PCB are the same company. Yes, I was aware of that. I thought you were referring to Gearbust. Anyway, that slip of the tongue I did when I was doing the video, that's funny. That's hilarious. Well, the video was about the principle of what was going on. I'm not the only person who's going to be affected by that limitation they put in place. I'm not the only person that's been refused to be paid out. I'm just the one that's been vocal about it. Wife put me coffee while I do electronics there. That's right. I've got a good wife. She looks after me. You also bring coffee if you're doing it ironing. Yeah. This is my second wife. I forgot to write the second time around. First one wasn't so good. Won't go there. Yeah. A single capacitor, UPS delivered from the Netherlands for free. Well, that's equipment to service, though, isn't it? That's a good thing. Gearbest contacted me originally. Well, I should change the name to Gearbust, shouldn't I? I should use Gearbust. They contacted me, I don't know, it must be about a year ago by now. Must be about a year ago. They approached me and asked to support me. And so it wasn't I went after them, they approached me and they made me an offer, said, hey, look, we'll do your stuff. So, anyway. But yeah, the video wasn't about the money. You know, $36. It's not unsubstantial, but it's not a huge amount of money to worry about. You know, I could have lost the money. Never mind. But if they're doing that to hundreds of people, or potentially thousands of people, because don't forget, it's not just the people who've done reviews, it's people which do affiliate links for them and send them traffic, right? It's all those people. And to have a $100 threshold, that's actually not easy to reach, unless you're driving a significant amount of traffic there. So, you know, I think they're probably milking the fact they've got a $100 threshold and it just being, you know, they're getting free money effectively. You know, they're getting all this free advertising because it's not costing them anything in the end. You know, that's what they're doing. And it's the principle of it, I mean. But in my case, because I could say something about it and add your outlet there to do something about it and expose what's going on, you know, it's just the principle of it, as you say, David. It's just wrong. It's morally wrong. They should be paying people for the work. I mean, yes, they've got that $100 threshold in the contract, but you know, if you drive traffic to the site and they benefit from that, they should be giving you something for it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it goes on other places too, but the other companies I've dealt with have been fine. I've had no issues with any other ones. So, and the fact that they weren't flexible to say, oh, you want to cease your affiliate connection, here's your payout, which is what you expect. I mean, if you had a bank account, you had some, say you had a bank account, right? Let's do this example. If you had a bank account, and a bank account, say it's the same as account, you had a minimum threshold of what you had to withdraw, or something. You had to be above a certain amount in order to withdraw money from it, or something like that. All right? Your money in your bank account. If you close that account, the bank said, no, you don't get your money, you're going to keep it. Is that the same? I mean, to me, it seems like the same kind of situation. YouTube's minimum, I'm not sure. I've got a Google advertising account as well, so I run adverts on some other websites, so it's all lumped together. So I just get, might be 75. It might be 75, I don't remember what it is, but I get like a monthly payout from Google, pretty much. So, because I've got all this other stuff lumped together, so it's not just the YouTube stuff, it's also my other adverts I was running, and well, the other advertisers I have on the other sites. So, yeah, so it's just, what they're doing is wrong. You know, if you're finishing the relationship, they should pay you the outstanding amount. You know, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having a $100 threshold for ongoing relationships, because then you know it's obviously reduced admin workload and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with any of that, as I said in the video. You know, I understand exactly why they've got a $100 threshold. Otherwise, people asking for $10 here or there. You know, and that'd just be a nightmare. So I can understand the threshold, but if you're ceasing the relationship and closing it off, you should get paid out the balance. You know. Anyway, the way they treated me has cost them a lot more than the $36. Hi Paul, how's it going? Hi Brian, I didn't notice your link in there. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's been bad for them, you know, by running the business that way. But who knows how much money they're making each month or each year, or even whatever, by having that policy where people which do not meet the threshold or want to end a relationship with them don't get their money. I mean, how many people is that affecting? It won't be you, only me. Right, I'm waffling again about other stuff. Let's move on. The rent video is enough, I think. I'm waiting for a lawyer's letter. I'm bound to get something. I hope not. I tried to make sure it's my opinions I was expressing. We'll see if it happens. But yeah. Okay, back to the board. Let's get back onto that. Start trying to fix it. If it will click. Oh, OBS is having a moment. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, very much a person which believes in morally acceptable behaviour. You know, it's yes, sure, it's written in black and white in contracts, but is it morally right? If it's not, I don't agree with it. You know, it's just, you know, it's the whole big business thing, ripping people off, maximising profits, and that sort of stuff. You can understand to a point, but sometimes you have to sort of balance that with morality and making sure things are fair. Fairness is important. If it's unfair, then I you know, I'll kind of stand up against it pretty much. Okay, I'm going to have to resolder these with some leaded solder first to get them flowing. But yeah, I'm half expecting Gearbest to send me something, you know, some cease and desist or something, I don't know, we'll see. Half expecting it. Hope I don't get it. Could do without the stress, but I can't understand if it happens. Alright. Keep recording. Right, so I'm just going to flow some leaded solder onto these joints to make these caps easy to get out. Otherwise they're going to be a bit of a pain to desolder. Right, it's slightly more heat in my iron actually as well. I'm struggling a bit in this ground plane. So this is that little KSGER soldering station thing which I featured fairly recently. I was about a month ago now. It's actually been really popular. It's had lots of views. It's been really well received. It's probably one of my most popular videos actually in recent times, over a short period of time. I think my most popular video is actually video number 80, I think it is. That's where I showed the insides of an iPhone USB cable. You know, pulling it apart. The intention was to fix it. I couldn't get it to work again, but that was really popular. It's still popular now. It's like every month it's the most popular video. It's incredible. I did that about 2 years ago. Anyway, that's those ones. This one over here. Yeah, I'll change that one as well because it's bound to go. I hate this bloody lead-free solder. Just the joints always look like crap. They always do. This doesn't look good. Right. Should make a note of polarity, shouldn't I? Okay. Is it marked on the board? Yeah, it's marked on the board anyway, that's fine. I always like to try and make a note. Nothing like putting a cap in backwards. I'll try and avoid it. Come on, melt. So they should all be the same value, make sure. 1000. 1000. 1000, right. Negative to negative. Get these other ones out. This has been working a lot better since I did that filter change on it. Replace it with that other type and given that service and replace that hose. It's working much better again. Performing much better. I tend to keep quite a large tip on this thing. It's not actually the right size for these kinds of components, but it works fine anyway. Come on. Just double checking as I pull them out in case I make a mistake. Yep, all good. It's got these markings here for alternative componentry that's not on this board. Also use it for other models as well. Right. I'm not going to worry about putting flux on. It's probably fine just with the iron. Actually, I'm going to need more heat now. Let's do that. My camera autofocusing has been a real pain recently. It's been driving me nuts. Come on, focus. Strips it off again. I don't know what's going on there. I've probably got a setting somewhere that's not right. I did change it to face focus when I was doing the mailbag video stuff. And ever since then, it's been a bit weird. Solder on that one. Right. Now with these joints I didn't trust. Should do those too when I think about it. Another one. Who was that? No, I think it's generally look like crap because it's leaded solder, lead-free solder. Let's do these as well. Not entirely sure about the whole principle of mixing lead and lead-free solder. I don't know if it's really an issue or not, but I don't know. I just remelt a bit of lead in there. Seems to be fine. Oh, these ones look a bit dodgy. That's right. Oh, is it? Oh, no, that's right. So many joints which look just less than perfect because it's being lead-free solder. Just look dull and like, just don't look nice. We don't like lead-free solder. God, it keeps getting away. Yeah, I think I'll do. Right. Chat again. I'll turn the aircon on, it's actually going to be hot again. Oh, you're kidding me. I lost another subscriber. My subscriber count says it's now 6255. Change views. OBS is being funny again. Come on. Here we go. See my sub counter up there. Yeah. There somewhere. There. So, partially it's Brian's fault for having that. I used his code to get the YouTube API going. Before I even knew Brian, he was Brian. Anyway. How's it going, Sion? Let's see here. Yeah, I do start my streams early. There is a reason for that. My internet connection is better in the morning than it is in the afternoon. It's the best it is. Let's have a look. Is it... really? Damn it, I missed that bit. Okay. Go on. Give us link, go on. Give us link, go on. I've been deleting from everywhere. They've got the planned event live stream. I deleted it in there. I also forgot to do it in this particular section. So thanks for pointing it out. Now gone. Yeah, the KGSR, it's KSGR. So yeah, that's the that's a good little station. I really like it. It works well. Nice and compact. Simple controls. Easy to access the controls. Just easy. Well, I missed a lot of chat. You guys have been talking a lot. Trying to catch up with this now. Well, yeah, it's, you never cached out your AliExpress. Well, I've got AliExpress, Brian. I do have an AliExpress affiliate thing there. I haven't cashed it out yet. But I'm always buying stuff on AliExpress, not really worried about cashing out yet. But it seems you can only use your affiliate links on certain products or things they're promoting at the time, otherwise it doesn't really get promoted that much, or it doesn't really link into the affiliate system to get your payouts. It seems more restrictive than I'll get with Bangor, where I can just chuck anything over there. Anyone buys anything from the site, I'll get a commission on it. Doesn't know what it is, which I think is really good as well. I like Bangor affiliate link because it works well for me. Yeah, but $15 cash out fee. Oh, okay. So they charge $15 taking your money out. I'll find it out when I go to deal with it eventually. So I'm not worried about the AliExpress one at the moment. I mean, threshold stuff like that, I don't worry about that because it's an ongoing thing, so it doesn't matter. So I'll try and catch up with the chat because there's so much here right now. David, yeah, old power supply problem, on the monitor. The monitor's completely dead. Found 5 bad caps, so it's like just those. I'll just replace those and try again. I'll check the diodes and stuff to the other program, make sure the diodes are okay. Big Clive now. I've got a little stuff. Well, it's not excellent. I've got a merch link, so I've sold merch now as well. Although the only person who's bought merch so far has been me. I'll check the link in the description. Actually, I'll pull it up. And I've got a Teespring affiliation. It should be in the description of the video, don't it? Actually, it should be down there. Do I hear it in there? No, I don't have it in my live stream description. I need to sort that out. So I designed some new stuff recently. Where's the menu not fully showing? So let's go to here. I'll shut the link in here. And so I designed some new merchandise the other day. Did some cups and some new shirts. I did some stuff initially. It wasn't that great. They're a bit boring, I suppose. I just did it quickly to try and set something up. And I made these new cup designs. And I was just looking at the colours, and I happened to come across a pink one, right? And I just thought, oh, this looks like in pink, and it looked pretty good actually. So I purchased one. I'm going to send it to Big Clive. I've already contacted him. He's given me his address to send it to him, so he'll be receiving one of those cups once I get it, and I'll send it on to him. I do have it in the description. I must have missed it. Okay, it's in the video description. I need to stop skim reading. Anyway, so Big Clive will be getting one of my cups. I've also got another one I'm going to send to, hopefully I can send to Julian in the letters as well. I just need to get his email address so I can contact him. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to try to contact him through Twitter, but he doesn't use Twitter very much. So. Mike had an issue with the tip. Is that the plastic handle, the blue plastic handle? Because when I bought my fake Heiko, the fake FX951, that had the same handle. I hated it, it was awful. Because the connections inside were really weak, they're really thin metal, and they bent and stayed bent and stuff like that. So when I got this KSGR from Banggood, I said to them at the time, get me a metal handle as well. I chose the handle I wanted and said, send me this one too, which is what I showed in the video. And because I know that particular handle is a good one, that's the one I purchased off eBay for my fake Heiko, which is that one which had the black grip on it. So I actually purchased it myself because it's an aluminium handle, so it looks good. And yes, it was much better. The contacts inside are much better, much nicer handle. And so that's why I chose to get that one as well for this KSGR. And so the plastic one I put in the drawer and not used it because I know it's not great, which is why I said that I recommend getting a metal handle for it. Still so much chat to catch up with. 36 people watching. Awesome, that's a lot of people. Good. I'll get back to doing repair in a minute. I just want to catch up with the chat and see what we're missing while we're doing that. Yeah, Banggood. So we funded you $12 because you had problems with it. Yeah, great. I mean, so I've never had an issue with Banggood. They've always been good. Same as AliExpress. If I had a problem with a trade I purchased on AliExpress, for example, it's always ended well. It's been sorted out. I think with one exception maybe, but I mean generally it's excellent. So both those two sites, I'm happy to use them. You know? They both give good support. Oh yeah. So I'm a slow reader, so I tend to, if I skim through stuff I did before, I miss things. Oh, I just jumped. That's not good. Come back. I'm only 10 minutes behind the chat. I'm getting there. If I miss something I've been skimming through, then let me know again, just say something again. Not a great video watching me read your chat, is it? Sorry about that. My sub count. Yeah, yeah. All the stuff about sub count is online, so I did a video on that when I built it using the parts from icstation.com. So I did a video on that, and the case is on my Thingiverse page as well, so Thingiverse/Defpom, I think that's what the address is. the cases on it too. So if you use that same module design, the 8 modules together, you can print that case out and it fits together. You have to hot glue bits in, but it's better. I didn't make the set tips anymore. Didn't go to that level of commitment. I just wanted to make a case to hold it. Where nerds come to learn things, shirt. That's not bad idea, actually. I've seen the iFix stuff. I guess you all saw that. Hold on, let's make a note of this. That's not a bad one. I should make that too, eh? And my pen's running out. Come on, write the word shirts. Another pen. Done. Okay. Mugs, yeah, the mugs are on there. I've got mugs on my Teespring. So I've got some kind of offensive ones. I thought I'd be a bit edgy with them. So I've got some like geek and nerd ones. One says geeks, one says nerds, and I say something like, who you call if you're too dumb to fix it yourself, or something like that. Something a little bit offensive. And the one I did the other day is the iFix stuff. It just says iFix stuff, big letters, and it's got my soldering iron logo and my URL for my YouTube channel. Yeah, that's right, Mike. I saw you on there. Said it. Yeah, Julian's hard to contact. I think he's got a web address there, which is 256.co.nz. UK, sorry. But that web address doesn't work anymore. The server is not found, so I can't even kind of contact him through his website thing. That's no good. So I'll probably have to put a comment on his videos. He does seem to respond to my comments when I comment on his videos, so I'll probably have to comment on those at some point next time he does a video and ask him to contact me. Because I'm contacting him. Might your thing got filtered. I have to let that go. No DP mugs. DP. Do you reckon DP should go on a mug? Seeing it's got different meanings. It might be perfect for it, actually. Let's do DP as well, shall we? Bit of innuendo. Well, I've had a couple of issues on AliExpress with things not worked out, but AliExpress have sided with me, I think, most of the time. It's only one instance where I couldn't get the money back. And that wasn't very much, it's only $5 or something, it wasn't really a big deal. Can't remember exactly what it was now. There's one time I didn't win, I can't remember what it was. I think I just didn't provide enough evidence. I think that's what it was at the time. The asked you, it's never fixing his website. Then he should take his website address of his Twitter profile. Anyway, let's get back to this repair. Waffling too much. Now I've covered the chat, I can get around and I can finish my coffee. This is, I should do like a DM design with DP. Could do that, couldn't I? Oh, my camera just turned off. Must have been sitting there a little while. Right. Turn the aircon back off again. I try and remember to turn it off when I'm recording, but I don't always do it. And sometimes it's too hot. I just have to have it running. Leave the noise in the background. It's just too bloody hot. Problem being summer. I mean, it won't be much longer now. Soon it'll be getting cooler. It'll be alright. Don't have to worry about it so much. It's already cooled down a little bit. Alright, let's trim these legs off. We'll put it back together and try it out, see if it works. I'm not going to bother replacing the other caps. The other ones look okay. I mean, I could test them, I suppose. In fact, I should do some tests on the diodes, stuff like that, make sure they're okay. But seeing as it's got bad caps, it's just likely just not smoothing out, and so it can't control the voltage correctly, so it's shutting down under protection. Right. Not going to clean the flux off, who cares, it's only a motor. It's not like it's a precision piece of gear, is it? So if we look at this side of the board, first I'm going to make sure I've got all the caps in right around. So obviously got the high voltage transformer here for the backlighting stuff. AC input rectifiers, main smoothing caps, initial switching circuitry. I think there's a MOSFET. The actual controller circuitry over here. Opto isolator right there. Diodes there for the switching. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty basic thing. So a couple of shotkeys here, looks like SR, yeah, SR520s shotkeys. So we'll just do some probe around to diodes and stuff, just to make sure they look okay. There's not a lot to check there. There's another diode just there with a ferrite bead on it. Obviously extra filtering. So let's do a quick probe around, make sure, just cursory look to make sure things look okay, and we'll carry on. Charging your cap up. Yep. It's probably because it's just charging the cap now. Yep, it's going the other way. So probably okay because of the capacitors across it. I expect these to be fine. I'd be really surprised if these are blown. These are the main rectifiers. All look fine. So if I check that big diode over there. We've got capacitors across it which is charging up. Those are in parallel which are anyway, they both go to the same thing, so I don't need to check both sides. Yeah, because they've got capacitors and circuitry across them, so it's giving misreadings. So they're probably fine. I'll be surprised if there's a problem with those. And there's another little diode over there which looks like a Zener. Let's do a little check on that too. Just make sure it's not shorted or anything. Yeah, it looks alright. So, yeah, it's probably fine. I think there's no issues there. It's nothing obvious. I'm sure I'll check that MOSFET too. It could be hard to check, sometimes a bit hard to actually get a sensible reading out of. Just have a look anyway. Find out where it is again. I lost it. Is that a transistor? It's acting like a transistor, so yeah, that looks fine. Okay, let's put it back together. Turn my desoldering gun off actually, I'll forget about it and leave it on all weekend or something. So I'm fairly confident that's alright. It's always when you're fairly confident when things go horribly wrong. So this could be entertaining. So do I risk completely reassembling it and see if it goes, or should I do some cursory power supply checks before I put it all back together. It'd be sensible to do checks before I put it back together, wouldn't it? My camera's got to focus again. Piece of shit. I'm getting so sick of this camera doing this. I need to figure out what's going on with it. It's driving me nuts. The amount of video I've had to cut out because it's gone out of focus. Manual focus is okay, but I'm trying to show things, it's a bit of a pain. Just lock it now when I'm doing this. Right. Let's just power it up like that. See what we're getting. It does have markings on here for 22 volts and 5 volts. And DIM and MS, whatever that is. Check the caps on this board, that look okay. Nothing obvious at least. So if I check for 22 volts, 5 volts, and DIM's probably another 5 volt rail, I'm guessing. Then we'll see how that looks. Is it a 5 volt rail grounded or is it isolated? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's cool. Straight to chassis, so I can use that as a reference. Try and use it as a reference if I can get the probe somewhere. I do. Try and get everything in shot at the same time for both cameras. There we go. This one I'd have to remember not to rest my hand on there like that, because that would be kind of inconvenient. Right, power is on. I can hear some whining. Nothing there. We have a 5 volt rail. You have a DIM rail which is 3.3 volts, which sounds about right actually. That could be the correct voltage. And you've got 3 volts on the MS, whatever that is. So maybe the 22 volt rail doesn't come on until you power it up. I mean, that's possible. Or that rail's dead. Might trace that back and just have a little look, just to confirm that one. See if I make any sense of it. Let's have a little look. I would have thought that rail would be live. So it comes down here. It looks like it's a MOSFET there. That U303 is Montez. There's a cap across there. Little surface mount ceramic cap, which looks okay. I can't see any signs of failure. Can't always tell though. Oh, or is that correct? I can see like a little discoloration on the side, but it might just be like flux residue. Right. Well, one of the caps I replaced was right there, which is actually on that rail. Now, I think it's got might be a fuse or something there. I'm not quite sure. Let's take it back out again. I need to look at that. Just want to be sure. I'm just suspicious 20 volt rail should be running, it's not. caps are discharged, that's fine. At least the bulk ones are, so it should be alright. Oh, that's interesting. That's odd. Okay, that's 22 volt rail there. That's a jumper, right? Which I thought was there. Turn the board over, there's no jumper installed. So obviously that 22 volt rail is not used, and there's no pins on the header. So it's fine. Let's put it back together. I'm fairly confident it's okay then. As soon as I had a 5 volt and 3.3 volt rail, we'll carry on. It's probably outputting directly off the board instead, rather than going through the header. That's probably what the difference is there. Bend, that's right. The chassis made it bend slightly, but obviously where it's pressed it must be tipped over very slightly. I just saw the ball bend very slightly as I tighten that down. Right, have some more coffee. Turn the aircon back on again. Catch up the chat, see what's going on. And OBS is being funny again. Come on. I'd like to see if there's another update for this software. Although it actually were better. When I updated it, it made this lot of software. Let's say when I updated it last time, made the software worse. Before then, it's actually working okay. So I know the progress I mean. Okay, the chats are pretty okay, right, quite a bit pretty quick. Yeah, so that 22 volt rail will say there's no connections there. So it may be that it's taken off the board and there's little connections on the side for the backlighting. It could be that's, maybe it's for that and they didn't need to actually take it off that particular header. Right. Done. So yeah, a DP mug, that's not a bad idea. And I've got Photoshop, I could, you know, put something together. I want to try and expand the range so it makes it more appealing to people and maybe, you know, encourage some sales, stuff like that for that cheese spring. Oh, so the other controversies going on right now. I just saw out the Twitter notifications dropped in there. The YouTube thing where they're now punishing channels for bad comments. So if someone puts inappropriate comments on a channel, you know, then you can remove advertising from your channel for that particular video. You know, that's right for abuse. There's going to be people on competing channels maybe which don't have very good ethics. They'll go into someone's channel and put bad comments in there to get the advertising removed so they don't get funding. That's an awful idea. Incredibly wrong. I don't know what the hell YouTube's thinking. Just dumb. Absolutely dumb. Can't they see how it's going to get abused? Yeah, right. How's that look off? Okay. let's carry on with this. Now the chat's all caught up with. See if it'll switch back for me. Yeah, you do. So yeah, I've lost 2 subscribers since the start of the stream. That's just ridiculous. I don't know what's going on there. Oh no. Maybe they don't like me talking too much. I don't exactly have the prettiest voice. Okay. That's back in. Put the cover back on. They've also done this cover so it doesn't potentially arc across to the back of the monitor or the back of the panel. Is that in? Come on. Okay. It just kind of sits. Just click there somewhere too. Find it. There it is. Yeah. Right. Okay. What brand are these caps are in anyway? Suscon. Oh, I bet I called this. Right. So these are the caps that are in it. I'll just put this panel back on here. So these brands are Suscon. Yeah, I'm going to be able to read it because I've put manual focus on. Right, yeah. Come on, focus. Focus, there you go. Suscon. Yeah, that's like a perfect brand name, isn't it? It's like, yeah, okay. Funny. This makes suspicious capacitors. Let's call them Suscon. Brilliant. Right. Make sure I get all this right. That was like that way up. Blue was on the top, so I'll make sure I get the same around. Where's the slot? Here it is. I'm still amazed the whole thing's like sticky tape. That is the weirdest bloody assembly I've ever seen. I've never seen one like that before. Just crazy. Yeah, got it in here. Great. Pin goes on the right. Who knows, it might not matter, but they've got them colour coded for some reason, so it may matter. Just make sure you put them right around. Sticky tape. Just doesn't really instill much confidence, does it? I think I'm sitting in about the right place. I think I might stick some more tape on that, I just don't trust it. Yeah. Stick some insulating tape on, that'll do. Just something. Just. I'm just amazed by that. You thought they found some better way of doing it, you know, like other monitors I've seen have got little hooking sections, you know, where it sort of just hooks on. It doesn't even have to be screwed, it just has like a little hook on there, you know. Then you have like this piece folds over and then take down to latch it. The bloody camera's not focused again. It's driving me nuts, this thing. Right, make it focus again. Very annoying. Okay. Yeah, not wonderful. Right. Getting a few occurrences where it's filtering the chat out. It's happened quite a bit today. Capsion, yeah, you see those quite a bit in cheaper stuff, eh? Like cheap power supplies, stuff like that. Foil tape, yeah. I mean, I've used foil tape for things. Foil tape's got good because it's at least grounded. But yeah, it's not exactly got a positive earthing mechanism, has it? You know, just resting against there. Anyway, I've forgotten to do. I forgot to put a piece back in. This has to go in under here. I also need to put this piece back in. Let's fold this tape back out of the way again. And that goes in like went under there. So I've got to lift this up a little bit. Of course now I can't lift up it because I taped it down. Okay. That's like a... Oh, this is also scary. Those screws there. It's right on the back of the panel. If you had a screw which is a bit too long, I could see that going quite bad. You know? Yeah. If the screw's too long, you can end up going straight through the back of the panel. Or breaking the LCD. Not a fan. Not a fan of this construction at all. The wire's there. Okay, make sure I haven't lost anything. Let's try and get this back over here. Only 3 hands. Anyway. It's scary to turn it upside down and put it back together because I'm worried about the thing falling apart. Right, that's all lined up. Let's try powering it up and see what happens, see if it works. Got my power cable? I've got 2 cables here. Yeah, that's right. Usually the one actually, I've got both plugged in. Right. Just does not instill confidence in me. The whole system. Right. Now we've got a light. Got a blue light on there, and we've got a picture. Check signal cable. Yay! It's fixed. Let's push the random buttons. Oh, it says, hold on. Check signal cable. TCO fail. Oh, that's not so good. Tcon fail. So we have half of a working monitor. What's going on there? No, it's not liking something. Might have to look this up. Don't know. Is it fixed or not? I need to plug this into a source really. I mean the screen is there. So I don't see how the Tcon could be failed because the screen is running. Is it just because I don't have a signal going on? I don't know. None of the buttons are working. Have I missed something? So think about this. Yeah, the buttons are plugged back in. That's that cable. There's one cable that goes up which connects everything together. Yeah, I think I do need to put some input into it. Let's see what I've got here to actually plug in, that's the problem. I do have something, actually, but I have to do it off camera because you can't see it. There we go, and do that. Move things around. If it works, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, then oh, it's worth a shot. It might just be I'm missing input. Sometimes I get a bit funny about that, but usually you can still bring menus up without anything on there. But it did say TCO fail in that little box that is floating around. So I'm suspicious it's got a problem. Maybe that connector's not, well, that ribbon cable I had to plug in, maybe that's not seated properly. It seemed like it went right in properly, but you never quite know. Just make some room. This up and try it out. I've got a VGA cable here, which is for my security camera system, so I can plug into that and at least get a signal from that and see if that gives me a picture. But because it's for my camera system, I can't show you it. And I have pictures and no error message anymore. Okay. And menu's working. So yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It was only because I didn't have an input voltage there, input signal. So yeah, it's actually working. Cool. No problem. Bring it back. So let's plug this monitor into a source, and the pictures work, and the error message thing, that box that was there floating around, that went away, and the menus, buttons are all working, stuff like that. So it's fine, it's working. So I can put it back together. Excellent. Right. Yeah, sometimes monitors are a bit funny. You haven't got an input source, they can give weird messages and stuff. So excellent, that's that fixed. Now, before I put the bezel back on, have I missed anything? The amount of times I put a bezel back on and realised I've forgotten to plug something in or put a screw in, those kinds of things, I've done it way too many times to I'd like to count. I had to put a bezel back off again. I'm pausing and have a think. There's nothing else on the desk. We're all good. The shields are on. We've got the extra bits of tape on there to hold it together. Sounds bad, doesn't it? Okay, everything's all plugged in. Right, let's do this. Come on. Oh, I should be recording this. Right, so yeah, I've made sure I haven't missed any bits. So everything's hopefully in there. Because the amount of times I put bezels on and forgotten I put a screw in, or haven't screwed the screen back in. That kind of thing. This is all there. It's all good. It's the bezel back on. Oh, here's something floating around there. I can hear something moving. Might be a bit of plastic floating around there from the clips. I think it is. I don't think it's anything important. It sounds plasticky. It's probably one of the clips broken off. I'm not pulling it apart just for that. it's fine. Oh, no, missed the screw. Getting carried away there. This one here has got to go back in. Holds the front of the bezel. Right, so that's that monitor fixed at least. That wasn't that hard. I like relatively easy jobs like that, nice and straightforward. It's nice to get them occasionally. Wasn't that screw going in? Come on. Oh, come on. That's going to be a pain, isn't it? These aren't different lengths, are they? No. Just going through that piece of sheet metal inside, which is good because otherwise it screws to the back of the screen. Right, all good. A piece of plastic floating around. I hope that doesn't get annoying. Okay, let's plug power back in. This has got a tilting base. Let's change views. Come on, OBS, wake up. Yeah, Q, it was just bad caps. Nothing else is blown in it. Come on. Right. OBS is selecting two scenes at once. Only showing one of them. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Anyway. I've got the wrong lens on for this particular situation, so on the other camera. Of course I have. Let's change the lenses again. We'll just give us a bit of a clean off the dust too, shouldn't I? Make it look a little bit nicer. Get the worst of it off. Needs a really good clean. This will do for now. Spend a few minutes cleaning it properly. This light's a bit annoying, it's reflecting off everything. Oh, now this one's going out of focus as well. Awesome. Still a big one. Okay. Stay in focus, you better. Right. Carry on. So there we go, it's back together. Pair it back on. Plays a nice little chime. And there's the screen. Now it says this TCO fail, interestingly, but when you got an input plugged in, it works fine. So go figure. It doesn't give me any messages in. I guess it's just because there's no input message. It's assuming there's a problem, which is a bit weird. This says check input signal with input cable, but then it's got this bit over here as well. I don't know. Anyway, it seems to work, so I'm going to call that a repair. It's just a shame it's not HDMI, because I need another HDMI monitor to use for my camera over there, which I'm monitoring with now. So anyway, I'm not sure what age this thing is actually. I think it's fairly old. I mean, the screen quality looks okay. It's not wonderful, I don't think. Let's have a look. What year did this thing say it was? February 2008. So this thing's 11 years old. So it's a fairly old monitor. But yeah, it works. Works now. Thanks for watching. Right. That's that done. One successful repair. I'm still a little bit suspicious about that that message it's giving though, that TCO fail. That's a little bit interesting. Maybe it just gets confused. Maybe it does or does not matter. Here we go. What to do with the gear effects? It varies. I mean, some things. I was offering coffee. I can't say no to that.
Thank you.
What's saying? Oh yeah. So when I first started off doing the repair stuff, all the test gear I was buying, there were things that I wanted for myself, things I wanted to use and have available to me. So I was buying bits of gear in order to fix it for me to have things to use. So probably my current bench, 4 of the things on my shelving there are things which I prepare for me to use. Right? Coffee delivery, yeah. Excellent, right? And a lot of the things you see me use, or see me repair, I do keep a lot of them. But I've got to a point now I've got everything I want that I'm aware of, at least. So now I'm at the point where I'm having to fix things in order to sell them. And because I'm in New Zealand, there's not a huge market for test gear. It's not a big market for it. So it's hard trying to sell the gear for a value which is worth buying it in the first place. To buy this broken bit of test gear, I might buy a piece of gear for $100 US or whatever for something smallish, but it might cost me that much or more just to get it posted. And so I need to sell it for 3 times that much of the purchase price in order to make any money on it and make it worthwhile. So it's a bit hard trying to find that balance between finding bits of gear to buy, which I can then resell. Which is, you may have noticed I haven't done much test gear stuff recently because I've basically exhausted options. It's being a bit hard. I've got bits of gear to work on up there. You've still got some gear I want to play with yet. I haven't done those yet. So that's queued up. Although that thing there is the SA3050. Oh, Kim, you still there? Kim sent me some information about one that he has. I think Kim's the other. So Kim sent me information about that unit, and it's different to one I've got. It's obviously a different revision of it, and I've done a video on that now. I think I published it, have I? No. I was going to do it this week, but I did the signal video instead. So, yeah, cool, he's still there. So the, oh, this is it. So, yeah, thanks. And so that's the 3050 up there, which Kim sent me some information on as well. And it helped me to identify the way they were doing the circuitry. It's different to mine, but there's some similarities there. Obviously, they don't stray too far from the concept. So that allowed me to. I've done the battery pack backup system on that. I've done it. I built it. It's working. Hope you can see it. Right. So that is done now. That's using 4 18650 lithium cells. So I've replaced it. The power supply, there was a transformer in there, 110 volt transformer. So I replaced that with switch mode, which will do 100 to 240 volt, which is 18 volt switch mode, and that's powering the battery pack circuitry and the unit itself. So when it's plugged in the power's always on. That's charging the battery pack. The switching is in between the battery pack circuitry and the main unit. So that works. It works nicely. So and that's just 4 batteries, and they are running at 4 times that. So it's like 14 volts anyway. I've forgotten now. 15. 16, 17.2, 17.2 max, that's right, 17.2 volts max. So that is then being stepped down. I've got that as a main supply because it uses 2 rails, 80 volt supply and a 12 volt supply. So I'm using that battery supply there as a direct input into the unit, and also stepping down from that same supply rail using a DC-DC converter to then generate the 12 volt rail as well. So I've got one power supply which is then split off. Because they don't actually need to be isolated. I was thinking that the 2 supplies had to be isolated, but then I realised that on the transformer side of things, the 0 volt center taps are connected together, so it didn't mention that. So I didn't need to be isolated. So yeah, so you'll see that project. I mean, the video's done. It's all finished. I just need to upload it and actually publish it. But so I'm doing the signal stuff right now, so I'm trying to get the signal stuff out, those review videos, and because those are quite popular videos as well, those signal reviews, they're really popular, so I want to get those out there. And then I can get those audio control ones. So one thing I might do is probably Tuesday, I think I might publish the review video on Tuesday. I've got mailbag Monday, which is nothing about it too, I'll talk about it in a second. So yeah, I'll do the signal review Tuesday, and then probably Friday I'll probably do the audio control modification video. And so you'll get to see it linking, and that might even help you. It's actually very simple. I've basically ignored, in a way, a lot of the original design and just made my own version, which is far simpler than what they've done. So, and it's pretty cheap, you know. The switch mode power supply, what was that thing? It was about 20 or 30 bucks or something like that. It wasn't much at all. Don't actually remember what it was, but it wasn't much. And the batteries are probably the most expensive thing. It's like probably 20, 30 bucks for the batteries and then a holder. The buck converters, like a few dollars. Use the original switch on the front panel without changing it back, just swap that jumper around on the back. So, yeah. So let's mic back around again, it's facing me. Probably improve the level a little bit, talking to the back of the mic. So yeah, so anyone that's got one of those audio control 3050s will probably appreciate that, because those 2 volt cells in the originals expensive. It'd be cheaper to completely convert it from scratch and use lithiums than to keep those original cells or replace those original cells. It's actually fairly straightforward. Actually, this piece of notepaper I was not using, That is some of the information. That's how I wire it up. You get the focus on it. Is it going to focus on it? Here you go. So that's the wiring for the header. Cool. Sounds has a crack. The thing is, I think if I've got my cell phone in here, I think it actually causes problems too with this thing generating noise. I'll turn it off, just in case that's what it is. I do have my microphone earthed. I had that problem before. Yeah, so the battery pack I think will be helpful. It should help a lot of people. I mean, I think the header is basically the same pin out across all the units. I think that's basically the same. I don't remember. But that information you sent me, Kim, I'm going to include that with the video. I'm going to upload that to my website and add a link to that from the video as well. So if people want to grab that information to help them with their revision, then they'll have that information you sent me as well. Hope you don't mind. If you do mind, say so. I won't do it. But that's what I plan to do. Just have a look at that header thing. I want to look at it actually and just compare it while I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure they were the same header configuration. Let's have a look. Yours has got 12 pin header. Mine didn't have 12 pins, and mine had how many? Well, 7. Mine's got 7 pins, so it's got a different header configuration. But you should be able to work it out anyway. Yeah. I think you can do the same thing for yours, I'm pretty sure. I'm just looking at it now. I'm just looking at the circuit diagram, which I'll pop up here, right? I'll put it in the top window so that people can see what I'm looking at. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? If OBS will let me do it. Come on, OBS switch. Distortion audio peaks. Oh yeah, okay. I'll drop it down a bit. I'll move it a little bit further away. Hopefully that'll do the job. And drop the level down slightly. We'll see if that works, eh? That should be slightly quieter. Maybe that'll do it. Okay. Go away. Don't want that. You want... Where's the other thing gone? No. Hold on a second. It's because I did a preview. Let's open it properly. There we go. That's what I'm going to look at. So this is the diagram that Kim put together for that unit there. So Kim made this, and you can see how overcomplicated this is really for what the function is. It's just a battery pack. It's very complicated. This doesn't need to be that complex. Is the audio okay now? Is it still distorting on peaks? It should be okay. My mic, my Samsung mic here, it's got a red LED on the front which will flash if it's peaking. I've seen it flashing a few times, but maybe my software here's OBS is too loud as well, because that was peaking on there too, so I'll drop that one down. So let's say this one here's got a 12-pin header. Mine's got it was a 5-pin header, and I've added 2 pins in it to make it a 7-pin because it's got empty holes. You'll see all that in the video anyway. And it's got all this. This is a boost converter here to boost up the 8-volt battery pack, and switching relay, turn it on and off. Still cracking? Okay. Alright, that should be better now. It'll be a lot quieter, but it should be better. I'll probably turn the gain back up on here. Right. So I've just narrowed it down a bit on the microphone there. Is my earthing okay? Oh, my earth lead's come off. That doesn't help. I'll put that back on again. This is something I identified before. There we go. That should help slightly too. Sometimes I get because I've got my Wi-Fi units right here, up behind this other monitor at my top screen. So that is it picks up RF from from the Wi-Fi as well if I'm not careful. So yeah, the let's say about this. So that video will show all this. Well, I don't actually feature this diagram in the video actually. Maybe I should have done, but I don't think I featured it. No, I don't think I showed it. I think I just showed what I was doing. But anyway, yeah. So it's like the engineering on this is just ridiculous. The complexity I put into it, unnecessarily so. The you know, instead of having a higher voltage battery pack using 8 volts, which I was surprised by when Kim said that, and that's why, because they've got a boost converter right here to boost the voltages up to 15 volts or whatever it is. So yeah, 17, 15 volts it's got there. So, but it should be exactly the same principles as I've done with my one anyway. And the voltage testing I did, it could go down much lower than the voltages running off normally. It will still work at lower voltages just fine. So you can actually have it drifting down with battery voltages, alright. So that will come out. I'll do it. I think I'll probably do it next week, let's say. I'll probably post that on Friday next week. So yeah. That's the plan anyway. Just back up here. Right. Yeah, the battery pack was 8 volts, that's right, because it had 2 volt cells, didn't it? 4 2 volt cells. So the battery pack's 8 volts, whereas the lithium ion cells I'm using, in fact you might be able to use lithiums without changing too much. If your battery pack charging circuitry and stuff's working, you might as well replace the 8 volt pack with 2 lithiums. Maybe 8.4 max. That might do the job actually. You might just be able to chuck some lithiums in there. Maybe four cells, 2 in parallel. You might be able to simplify it. You might not have to do the whole thing I was doing, but yeah. I'm sure you better figure it out anyway. You seem capable. Yeah, it's fairly simple. What I did is I did the, as you'll see in the video, I got the switch mode supply output, ran it through a diode, because it's always connected to the battery pack regardless, so it's always on. So I put a diode in series with the output from the switch mode in order to make sure there's no backflow back into the switch mode from the battery pack, which will drain it. Yeah, we still put switch mode in, just replace the main DC component of the switch mode. You can still do that part. Or just change transformer. But yeah, I mean, I had to do the whole thing anyway. Mine, I didn't have a battery pack, so I had to start from scratch. So I just built what I thought would work quite well, and it seems to be fine. I've got protected, I've got cell protection circuitry on there. I've got a 4-cell protection circuit, which is wired up to as well. You'll see that in the video. It actually fits quite nicely on the end of the battery pack. It just stuck on the end of it. It's quite nice. Mounting the battery pack was a bit of a pain, but I actually changed the back panel very slightly to mount the switch mode. Instead of drilling, I think, one hole, because I had to move the print button up. But you'll see that anyway. Okay. So, what should we do now? Should we have a chat, or should we do something else? But I don't really have anything else planned. I've got a couple of MacBooks in there, a couple of CBs. CBs which I showed in the previous live stream, actually, they've just been sitting there. I haven't done anything else with them. One of them I did, I think, yeah, I did one. I tried getting the knobs off, remember? I had to, they were the liquid damage ones, or liquid damage. They were in my saltwater flood. So, you would have seen the previous stream, would remember those. Do I have a site where I list the gear I want to sell? I actually sell them on TradeMe. I'll try to sell and trade me. Some things don't really go too well. So I've had stuff sit there for ages. Right now I'm trying to sell the Marconi 2305 modulation meter. It's sitting here. I've had that on there for a couple of months, I think, thereabouts. Just trying to get, you know, it's worth the money I've got listed for. It's worth that, but it's having enough market. Spectrum analyzer, David. Yes, I haven't forgotten about the spectrum analyzer. I haven't forgotten. Honestly, I haven't forgotten. I just have other stuff I need to get through. And I really want to get this whole MacBook thing out of the way. You know, I did that to try and do some MacBook videos, thinking, oh, they might be popular. People might like the MacBook stuff, but they're not really being that popular. They're not getting that many views, that sort of stuff. So a bit of a flop, really. And as far as trying to sell them again as well, I'm having trouble selling them. Just they are selling, but really slowly. The ones I'm fixing, I just sold another one a couple of days ago. But yeah, it's just the I'm surprised the prices that you know, people I'm getting offered like $100 for a working MacBook. It's like, no, I pay more than that for a broken one. Anyway, so yeah, the spectrum analyzers, it's definitely not forgotten about. I do intend to pull that thing apart and really dig into that one day. Now I've got this monitor done, that's that job out of the way. I've got those other bits of test kit up there which I need to get onto. I've got those RF power meters which I purchased as well, which are sitting there in the other lab, waiting for me to pull them apart and check those out and give them a bit of an overhaul as well. So I've got those little bits and pieces around to do as well. Spectrum analyzer is not a huge priority for me because I'm not using it anyway at the moment, but I do intend to get there. It probably would make a really good video. So it's probably, like I said before, I think it's not something I'm likely to do on live stream. I think because it's going to be involved and it's bulky, takes up all space and stuff on the desk, and I have to pull bits and pieces off and try and figure out how the hell to get the thing apart as well. So it's something I may not do on live stream in a way because it's going to be quite involved. I don't want to be distracted. Now when I'm doing live streams, it's very distracting. It's hard to focus on what I'm working on. So it's easy to make a mistake doing live stream. Like, you know, forgetting to put screws in the screen to hold it in, that kind of thing like I did last time. Yeah. Anyway. Also something simple I can work on. That's the other thing I've still got to finish. I've still got to finish videos on the Fluke 5200A. That little AC noise ripple thing there on that low level stuff. Very low levels, so it's got that little bit of noise in there. I still need to find the cause of that. I mean, it mostly works. It's like 99% there. Just that one little bit I need to fix. You know, if you're not looking that closely, you wouldn't even know it's there. But yeah. And that's sitting right down here to remind me. And I've also got that Valhalla as well, which is sitting here, which needs calibrating. Which I need to use the Fluke 540B, which I did previously in a live stream, and did that battery pack change on there as well. I did the lithium cell instead of the mercury, replaced the mercury battery, which you guys probably remember if you were there. So that was, I purchased that in order to do the calibration of Valhalla using my Fluke 341A DC calibrator. So I calibrated the Valhalla from the Fluke using the transfer standard. Not complicated at all. So I'm going to be using two things I've repaired to fix the third thing that I repaired. Hi Josh, how's it going? Again, I don't know how good a video that will be doing the Valhalla for the calibration. I mean, there's not a lot to it, so I don't even know if I'm going to bother with videoing it. I might video it, and if it's not very good, I'll just won't publish it. But I don't think that's really going to be that exciting for a live stream. I mean, half of it is going to be figuring out how to use the gear like that 540B. I've fiddled around with it a little bit. I know it works now. I've done those bits of repair work on it, and I know it does work properly. So being familiar with how to use it well, as well, that's part of it too. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think what I can like play around with now. I've already shown you those things up there, which are the tips up. Right, so at the very top, right there, that's the capacitor substitution unit. That is the HP pulse generator. Number eludes me right now. 8012B is it? Something like that. And then that is the Fluke differential voltmeter. 8938 differential voltmeter. So those are three things I do need to pull apart yet and actually work on. That's why they're on that shelf. But yeah. So that HP one, I think, yeah, that's right, I did the repair on the HP already. You would have seen that one maybe. I think I did it on Livestream too. Don't know. But that needs the front panel switch repairing because the switch is broken off. So part of that is to pull that apart completely in that front panel assembly and measure up a new switch component and 3D print one using that printer right there. That's the plan for that. Yeah. I was something simple to work on right now. I mean, that monitor was fairly simple. That's quite nice. I like doing simple things in my stream because it's nice. It's not doesn't take a lot of concentration. It's not easy to do. You know, I don't get distracted too much by the live stream and stuff like that. So, whereas normally if I'm drawing something more in depth, it's a bit harder because it's distracting with the live stream. So yeah, cool. What's my sub count looking like? No, it hasn't changed. Still can't believe I lost 2 people since the live stream started. So Brian, who was here before, I don't know if he's still here. He hasn't seen a comment for a while. Brian Lau. We both got featured by Dave on the EV Block channel when he did his guest video in January last year. Late December, January it was. And we both actually got featured on his channel, and we've both been tracking up about the same. Our channels are fairly equal as far as views and stuff like that, and sub ranks. It's all been very similar. And if I actually did a comparison on Social Blade, did a comparison between the 2 channels, and we're actually tracking like almost the same, going up together at the same rates. But recently, Brian did a really good little video on something, I can't remember what it was now, and he had a really good boost. So he's actually, before I was slightly ahead of him in subscriber count, and now he's about, I think, 300 or 400 more than me now in the past month. So so he did really well. He's been doing well. Excellent. It's good to see. It's actually nice, like having all these channels like Unexpected Makers see on there. You know, these other channels which are similar kind of niche things, but obviously variants. You know, Brian's more coding. Sion's also more about making things from scratch and creating circuitry and stuff like that. Whereas obviously I'm more repair based. So it's nice seeing all these channels which, you know, associate with each other, all coming up together. It's really good seeing that. You know, it's, you know, a little community, I suppose you could say. You know, there's a few other channels like what's his name? Learning Electronics. I can't think of his name now. He's another one I talk to as well, but he's a bit bigger, I think. I mean, I think he's got 50,000 subs or something like that. I think he's got something like that. But he's doing quite well. He's grown quite a lot. Yeah. So it's nice, you know, seeing these. I mean, we're if you look at the overall scheme of things, our sub counts are small, right? Even me, like 6,255 it is right now. That's small numbers on YouTube. That's not many. But you think about where you've come from and how much work you put into where you've got to. You know, all of us, we put a lot of work into what we do, a lot of effort in, and it's great to even get once you get to 1,000 subs. You know, that's a great milestone to start with. You know, that's really awesome, and that takes a lot of effort just to get there. Unless you happen to be some fluke and you get something that goes viral or something like that, or you happen to hit a topic which is really popular and gets a lot of skills that way, you know. Well, I'm just a logical thinker. That's what it really comes down to, as I try and piece together what is and is not working. You know, it's just a diagnostic stuff. It's the way my head works, I suppose. But I'm quite logical, common sense. I'm quite strong common sense. You know, things that seem obvious to me may not be obvious to somebody else. It's just the way my head works. My head doesn't work so well in other ways. You know, won't go into that. But I'm not a particularly social person, let's put it that way. Apart from this is more. I'm more social here on the chat on YouTube than I am any other time. This is like I'm not a social person. I'm quite happy sitting in a room by myself, which is why I started doing videos. I think like your own company. Anyway, but yeah, troubleshooting stuff. This comes down to being methodical and piecing together how things work. If you can figure out how something works, you can figure out how to fix it. You know, and the stuff that you do see on, you know, I'm impressed by what you do. You know, you do some really nice stuff, and as do a lot of other people as well. I'm impressed by them, and you know, like the whole logic controller stuff you're doing with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth stuff, and you know, that's to me that's good. You know, and the things you make, I'm impressed by that. You know, because what you're doing is better than what I could do. I just have a mind for fixing things. And diagnostics, that's basically it, really. Yeah, anyway, but that's why I quite like watching these other channels like Sion's and those other ones, because it's like different aspects of electronics, you know. Electronics isn't just one thing, it's all these different aspects which come together, and, you know, everything is different and interesting. You know, every little niche within electronics. You know, electronics in itself is a niche, and then you've got little niches within it. You know, it's intriguing, really. I do like to try and learn more and develop my own skills as well. You know, but it's all self-taught. I've never done anything, any official training. I've never done it. It's all just what I've learned along the way. So I'm sure that, well, I know for a fact there's huge gaps in my knowledge. Huge gaps, but when I find those huge gaps, I try and figure out things. I think like anyone else does, really. I think a lot of electronics people are basically self-taught anyway. A lot of people are, because you know, the people that are passionate about it. You know, there's people which do electronics jobs. They may not be passionate about it. They do it as a job. You know, they just do what they need to do. But there's people which are passionate about it and they actually enjoy it and want to learn, which is probably what you guys are all doing here as well. So much to learn, so little time. That's certainly true. Because you can never know it all. You can never learn it all. Never. You know, it's incredible. Especially with the way it's developing all the time as well. It's always advancing. Especially with microcontrollers and that sort of stuff. I mean, my coding skills when it comes to doing microcontrollers, I mean, yes, I can make things work. I'm not a good coder, I don't think. I don't think I'm a good coder anyway, but not with microcontrollers. And just trying to figure things out as I go, and you know, just try and learn. But there's guys out there, I see what they're doing. It's like, wow, that's really awesome. And, you know, yes, I can make things work, and I can get the job done, but it's not the same. I'm dropping frames. started dropping lots of frames. Hopefully that's not a problem. You don't know what you don't know. That's certainly true. You don't know what you don't know. I mean, that's part of why, well, that's actually a large part of why I started doing the MacBook stuff, you know. Because I watched Lewis Rossman and what he does with repairs, and Paul Daniels as well. And there's a couple of other channels, TCRS, and I can't think of them now. But I look at those work and think, well, that's really delicate work, you know. It's really small, challenging work, you know, because it's so small and potentially complex, right? Mind you, I think some of the stuff I do is probably, in the test gear side of things, can be more complicated than what the MacBooks are, because MacBooks are pretty much, there's a chip which does all this job and there's another chip and you get it together. There's a lot of that. Whereas it's a smaller work, and that's why I started doing the MacBook stuff and giving that a go to try and refine my skills, right? and learn a different aspect as well, because surface mount is not something I play around with a lot. I only started doing it 3 or 4 years ago, playing with surface mount stuff. And so going to MacBooks where you have to use tweezers and a microscope to see what you're doing, that's quite challenging and interesting. I certainly enjoy it. So yeah, it's you know, that's what I'm doing to try and push myself and learn more, because everything is getting smaller and more complex in that way. You know, everything's heading that way. So that's why I started doing the MacBook, thinking, well, it's still doable. There's information about, you know, the circuit diagrams, board layouts. You can get them if you know where to look, or you use the right search terms in Google, shall I say? And so you can find information you need to help you to do that job, at least in most cases. So yeah, that's quite challenging, you know, to have me do that step up there, and that's a big learning curve as well, and because it's just a challenge, you know, it's quite nice. Now the test gear is challenging in a complexity way. MacBook stuff is challenging in a size way. Let's just read the chat again. I'm talking too much. Yeah, you work out stuff all day and relaxing in my electronics lab. Yeah, but my day job isn't doing electronics. My day job is in the plastics industry. I'm still doing diagnostics, but it's you know, different, very different. Although I do help out. We had an issue recently. I had an electronics guy in trying to fix a machine. I was there assisting him. Well, it was actually a process technician or something. It was, I can't remember what it's called now. It wasn't actually electronics as such, but he had some knowledge of electronics, and it's more about equipment in a general way, like a diagnostics process he was going through, and he is good in diagnostics, so I was actually there helping him with it. And they hired an oscilloscope, a little handheld fluke, and he couldn't figure out how to use it, so I had to go and jump in there and set it up for him, show him how to use it. That was funny. Considering it's not my job, it's pretty funny. When am I getting an optical scope? I don't know. I mean, I quite like this digital one I've got up here. That works quite well. I mean, there's the ability to put that digital scope, the actual camera, on an optical scope. But I don't feel the need for it at the moment. I mean, there might be to a point where I feel like I should get an optical scope. We'll see. At the moment, I don't feel the need for it. Morton Rosling. Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, it's good to hear. I mean, when you find something that you enjoy, that's great. You know, especially if you do it in your job. If you enjoy your job, that's a great thing. A lot of people don't enjoy their jobs, and if you can find a job you actually enjoy, that you know, that's a great thing. You know, it just makes you happy overall. Really, if you're in a crappy job you don't like, It just drags you down. And unfortunately, some people don't have a choice. You know, the jobs are what they can get. You know, or what's available to them. You know. I mean, there's benefits to the digital and optical. I mean, I was going to get an optical scope. I had one on my list of things to buy. I actually had it in my watch list on a website, and I was going to buy an optical scope. I think it was about $500 or something, $400 or $500. I think it was when I was looking at. I think it was about 300 US or something. I think I was looking at, and then Dave did that video on this particular model, the digital with the automatic zooming, automatic focus on it. And then that basically sold me. I thought, well, that looks awesome. And so I went for that. Because I was actually close to buying an optical scope. I had it all there. And I was just researching a little bit more. It was a trinocular. So I had all that, you know, so it's a separate port for the camera to go into and that sort of stuff. That's what I was planning on buying. But then Dave showed that. I thought, that looks cool. And it was twice the price in the end, as I bought all the bits for it. But I like it. But again, the reason I wasn't really too phased about committing to this one is that because it can be attached to an optical scope, if I do decide to go for an optical, I can just move it onto that. And I haven't actually lost anything. I've still got the benefits of the camera. So if it was like that or nothing, I would have been more concerned about outlaying that much money up front and on something I wasn't familiar with. I mean, the tools you get are basically usually just a case of what you think you need. You don't necessarily know. You know, you think, it'd be nice to have that, and you'll get it, and then you realise, you know, you might buy a cheap version to try it out first, you know. And then you realise, actually I should have spent another $50 and got a better one, kind of thing. And that's always a risk, isn't it? You know, like this thing here, I mean, I could have bought a cheap one for a quarter of the price, but I may not have been happy with it. I thought, this is a waste of time. Days one came out 3 days after you ordered your obstacle. Oh, damn. Damn. Well, you can still buy that camera. You probably, if you got a trinocular, or is it just a binocular scope? Because if it's a trinocular, it might be worth just buying the camera and attaching it. Although I think you can get some quite nice non-auto-focusing cameras anyway. I think they do ones which aren't autofocus, same brand, and they've got nice resolution. I saw someone did one the other day. Who was that? Someone had a camera. It was actually quite a nice image from it. Can't think who it was now. I watched someone's channel, and they'd recently got a 1080p camera. Yeah, then just update the camera. Keep the optical. Keep the optical aspect and just update the camera. You know, because the camera's only there really for capturing the video. You know, for streaming it, or whatever. So just make sure you've got a nice one there. Yeah, the Mobac videos are surprisingly popular. You know, even if I'm doing stuff which doesn't seem overly interesting, you know, it might be very basic things, then they still go quite popular. You know, they get a lot of views. It's quite good. It's, you know, I guess people just like to see what's in opening bags up, and it's a bit like Christmas, I suppose. But you can see some nice cameras around. So it doesn't have to be this one. This is autofocus, which is why I think the price is a bit higher, because of that extra feature there. But you can get some nice, just standard ones and just chuck them in there. I'm sure you could do that. I'm not sure about how you focus and stuff like that. I mean, you'd be familiar with that, I imagine, using your existing one. if the camera's not wonderful, then put a better one on. If it bothers you, if it's something that really bothers you, then change it. I mean, it doesn't have to be high quality 4K or 60 frames. Don't need it. As long as it's good enough to see, who cares? I'm started dropping lots of packets. I need to drop my stream settings down. If OBS is going to let me click on something. Come on. Yeah. Actually, buddy, my recording camera here, that's been driving me nuts recently with autofocusing. It just keeps on drifting off focus. The video you see, which one is it? Not sure. It might be Wednesday's or Tuesday's video. It's going to be. Might be the end of the segment video I got on there. OBS is still waiting to click. I've clicked on a button that's not come up yet. I'm still waiting. I've having issues with the camera drifting off focus since I changed it to auto focus on like face focus when I'm doing the bench view stuff for the mailbag, you know, the opening section. So I don't know, it seems to have not been happy since I've changed it to face focus. And I've changed it back, but it's still not happy. I don't know what's going on there. It's a bit weird. So what I've been doing is I've started to put outtakes on the end of some of my videos. So unless you watch right to the end, you won't see some of these outtakes and things. They're not usually that exciting. They may just give you a bit of a laugh, maybe. But so make sure you check the end of my videos now, because sometimes I'll put some outtakes in the end of it. Things I cut out when I'm doing the editing, I'll cut it out and chuck it on the end, or just leave it on the end. Come on, OBS. Oh, this is ridiculous. OBS is not happy. Seems to be stuck. Why are we changing scenes now? That's annoying. Yeah, 25 watching, it's dropped down a bit. It was, I think the highest I saw was 37, I think. I think that's what I saw it peak to. Let's just have a look. That's out of curiosity. Yeah, my stream is struggling right now. Yeah, 36 is what I peaked to. Well, that was 37 for a little while, 1 minute. But you get that. It's kind of, you know, ebbs and flows, time of day, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Come on, OBS. Oh, cancel. Now it's responding to clicks. And I clicked in the wrong place. Let's just drop this bit rate down a bit. Better have a slower bit rate than dropping packets. Oh, it's dropping lots of packets. Still dropping lots of packets. No, that's not good. I wonder if my kids have woken up and are now on the internet. Entirely possible. Yeah, it's still going. It's just dropping lots of packets. I've dropped the bitrate down now, so it should be a bit better. Oh, yeah. It's still dropping out a lot. If you just turn my timers up, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Hey, I haven't been going for 5 hours yet. I think it's like my longest live stream. It's just over 5 hours. Still dropping packets. I might have to look at something here. Let's have a quick check. I can remotely access my router, which is in the other location, which is near where the kids are. Probably start it, doesn't the bitrate come right? Oh look, my bitrate's come up after I've restarted the other router, the other wireless network, which is where the kids are. Kids are using my internet connection. I told them not to use it. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. Fingers crossed. Router's back up. Bitrate's come back down again. Turns out my wife was also on Facebook, which doesn't help. So I've just asked her to go out and tell the other kids to get off the bloody internet. They know they're not allowed to use the internet whilst I'm streaming. They've been warned about a week ago. Anyway, and reminded again yesterday. Kids will be kids, just the internet. You probably thought, oh no, let's watch this video, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I wish my internet connection was better. Still dropping lots of packets. Let's drop it down some more. Just trying to help it. So the quality's going to drop, but hopefully it doesn't matter too much now. Not like I'm doing detail right now. Oh yeah, the micro-stepping thing that Sion's working on. But I think you kind of resolved it now, haven't you, Sion? That's working okay in that last video you did. Ian's at the pub. Good on you, Ian. Too noisy for audio though. Oh, that's a shame. I have a plan. I have a plan. Oh, probably not a program. Let me see. Oh, my bitrate's dropping right down. My connection's suffering. That's not good. Hold on. There you go. Do that. There you go. Why not? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, my connection seems to be getting very flaky right now, guys. I don't know if it's going to keep on going. So dropping packets here, and I've been dropping a bitrate back, and everyone's been kicked off the internet. Might be forced to stop. My internet provider, I use a company called Lightwire. It's raw wireless, so it's there's no ADSL or fibre or anything like that. There's nothing like that here. Can't even get ADSL. So it's a wireless internet connection. And when I first got it, it was extremely fast, extremely reliable. Didn't dip at all during the day. It was the same speed all the time. But as more people in my area have been getting the same system, it's been getting slower and slower and slower and just getting ridiculous. So it's been very frustrating because it used to work really well, and now it's just overloaded with people. And as soon as people start waking up, start using the internet, or even the evenings, it start dial-up speed. It's awful. Trying to load video sometimes a pain, can take hours. Yeah, it's a Waikato-based company. An IPA anyway. uh, Hold on a second, I was going to shove this up here. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Should sit anyway. Anyway. I had Orcon originally. Now the system they had, also I was with them on a wireless system, but it was quite limited, and the price, I think it was only 2 megabit download, 1 megabit upload or something like it was, or 5 megabit download, something like that. It wasn't very fast. It worked okay. It was reliable. I only had a couple of outages in the time I had it for a couple of years. You know, about 3 years, I think. It was okay, but not very fast. And the price wasn't wonderful. It was okay, but then Lightwire started doing this service in my area, and the speed was 10 times more for less money. So it's made sense. And so it's been okay for, well, I've had it for about 2 years now, I think, this system. 2-3 years. And up until probably a year and a half ago, it was okay. And then it started to deteriorate, and it's got really bad now. So that's part of the reason I stream in the morning, because that's when my internet connection is best. Because after that, it tends to deteriorate quite a bit. In the evening, it's really bad. So I'm probably going to have to look for another system again. I have a 4G based system in the motorhome, which I think I switched to previously. I'm doing a live stream, which was getting really bad. I switched over to that and used that. Yeah, I've done it before, but again, that's also restricted. Like when I first got that 4G system, when I first installed 4G here, there's a tower. I don't know, 4K up the road, something like that, I suppose. And when I first installed 4G, that tower, on my phone I could get 100 megabit speed download and about 50 megabit upload from memory. I think it was about 50 megabit. Awesome speeds on the phone, and I was getting the same thing from the motorhome system. Really good speeds, and then they scaled it back, and now you can't achieve those speeds anymore. It's not like it's being limited by demand, because it will go to like a wall. It will just go to a brick, basically brick wall. It will go to a point and just stop. It will go to, say, I think it's about 30 megabit, 40 megabits, something like that. It will go up to, it's like a brick wall. It will go to that point, it will stop, it will sit there. So it's not like it's demand which is causing it to be overloaded. It's just being throttled back, which I find annoying. But anyway, 5G is coming soon, apparently. 5G. But Trump wants 6G. Yeah, Trump wants 6G. I saw that. He wants 6G technology. God, get 5G done first. Anyway, so yeah, unfortunately, I have to live with these bad internet connections. It's not the best, and it's just pretty damn frustrating. But there's not much I can do about it. Where's my... Lost the window. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, so my stream is struggling. That's annoying. Yeah. Definitely struggling. Well, I think I've basically come to like a conclusion for the stream, really. I mean, I've run out of things to play around with, but nothing I want to commit to right now. It's projects I want to do, but I'm not motivated. I'll fix an easy thing, that's enough. We talked about a few things, so yeah, I think I might call it a day, because this stream is falling apart. I can see it's getting worse and worse and worse, so I'm probably going to have to cut it. Could be on British Telecom. Yeah. Yeah, having I came from the UK, I'm English, right? So you probably hear that anyway. But yeah, British Telecom. Yeah, I expect 5G is going to be horrendously expensive with very little benefit because it's higher frequency means shorter range, means higher density. So it's not likely to get everywhere very quickly. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for dropping by and having a chat, and I certainly like the chat aspect of it, you know, and having to communicate with people, two-way communication. I do like that. I say it all the time. You know. So thanks everyone for dropping by and having a look and having a chat and watching me try to fix something, and this time successfully. That's always nice. So thanks a lot everyone. I'll catch you later. Bye.